Have you ever had heartburn? That burning feeling in your chest, the sour taste in your throat, a little discomfort after eating something heavy. Most of us have, and for most people, it's nothing serious. It's just acid reflux, common, annoying, and usually treatable. But what if it's not just reflux? What if that same burning feeling is something else, something deeper? What if your body is warning you about a cancer that hides behind everyday symptoms? That's the danger of esophageal cancer, a disease that often mimics harmless issues like indigestion, sore throat, or difficulty swallowing. And that's exactly why it's so deadly, because people don't recognize it. They treat the symptoms, but not the cause, and by the time they do, it's often too late. Esophageal cancer is aggressive, and it's on the rise, especially in adults over 50. But here's the part most people don't know. If it's caught early, it can be treated and even cured. The challenge is in recognizing the difference between acid reflux and something more serious. And in this video, that's exactly what we'll help you do. You'll learn why esophageal cancer is so often missed, how to spot the subtle signs early, who's most at risk and why, what tests can detect it before it spreads, and how to take action before it's too late. This isn't about fear, it's about paying attention to your body, to your habits, to what's changing, no matter how small it seems. Because sometimes the most dangerous diseases don't come with pain or panic. Sometimes they come disguised as everyday discomfort. Let's talk about the cancer that hides behind acid reflux and what you can do to stop it before it grows. Esophageal cancer doesn't start with dramatic symptoms. It begins slowly, silently, like a small annoyance after meals, a little heartburn, a bit of discomfort when swallowing, a sore throat that lingers just a little longer than usual. And that's the trap. Because in the early stages, esophageal cancer looks and feels like common reflux and most people brush it off. They take antacids, they avoid spicy foods, they wait. Meanwhile, the cancer keeps growing. By the time symptoms become severe, when swallowing becomes truly difficult, when food sticks, when weight starts to drop, it often means the tumor has already spread. And at that point, treatment becomes far more complex. Surgery may require removing part of the esophagus. Chemotherapy and radiation are often combined. Recovery is longer, and outcomes less certain. But here's the truth that gives us hope. If detected early, esophageal cancer is treatable and sometimes curable. When caught before it spreads beyond the esophageal lining, doctors can often remove abnormal cells through endoscopy, apply localized treatments without major surgery, monitor patients regularly to prevent recurrence. The key is not waiting, not assuming, not telling yourself, it's just heartburn, because while reflux is common, persistent or worsening reflux, especially with other symptoms, deserves closer attention. So who's most at risk? You may need early screening or closer monitoring if you are over 50. Our male men are far more likely to develop this cancer, have long-term acid reflux or GERD, have a condition called Barrett's esophagus, smoke or drink alcohol regularly, are overweight or have poor dietary habits, have a family history of esophageal or gastrointestinal cancer. If any of those sound familiar, your symptoms should never be ignored. Doctors can use endoscopy, a quick, outpatient procedure with a small camera, biopsies of suspicious areas, imaging scans, and other simple tools to catch esophageal cancer before it spreads. Because once it spreads to lymph nodes, lungs, or beyond, your options narrow and your fight gets harder. But if you catch it early, you're in control. You have options. You have hope. In the next section, we'll break down the early warning signs of esophageal cancer, the ones that hide in plain sight. They may seem small now, but they could be the difference between a quick fix and a lifelong battle. Esophageal cancer often starts with mild, familiar symptoms. That's what makes it so dangerous, because what feels like just acid reflux or a bit of trouble swallowing can actually be the body's first and only warning sign that something serious is developing. Here are the most common early symptoms of esophageal cancer you should never ignore, especially if they persist or worsen over time. 1. Difficulty swallowing, dysphagia. This is the most common early sign. You may feel like food is getting stuck in your throat. You have to chew more than usual. Liquids go down fine, but solids feel slower. At first, it may only happen occasionally, but as the tumor grows, it can narrow the esophagus, making it harder to eat anything at all. 2. Persistent heartburn or acid reflux. Nearly everyone has heartburn sometimes, but if you experience reflux more than twice a week, and especially if it worsens or stops responding to treatment, it may be more than GERD. If you've been using antacids or acid reducers for weeks or months without relief, get checked. 3. Chest pain or discomfort. This may feel like burning in the chest, pressure behind the breastbone, mild pain that comes with or after eating. This is often mistaken for heartburn or anxiety, but if it's new, frequent, or getting worse, it should be evaluated. 4. Unexplained weight loss. If you've lost 10 pounds or more without changing your diet or activity level, it may be because you're eating less due to discomfort. Your body is burning more energy fighting the disease. The tumor is interfering with digestion. Unintentional weight loss is a red flag. 5. Hoarseness or chronic sore throat. Your voice sounds different. You're constantly clearing your throat. You have a persistent cough. If these issues last more than 2 to 3 weeks, and especially if you don't have a cold or allergies, it may be related to irritation in the upper esophagus. 6. Chronic cough not related to illness. A dry cough that won't go away even when you're not sick can be an early sign of irritation caused by tumor growth. Silent reflux. Barrett's esophagus, a precancerous condition. 7. Feeling like something's stuck in your throat. You may feel like you need to swallow harder. Something is caught, even when you haven't eaten. A persistent lump in the throat feeling. This sensation could indicate changes in the esophageal lining or narrowing from a growing mass. 8. Vomiting or regurgitation. If food comes back up after eating, or if you're vomiting indigested food, blood, or mucus, this could be a late early warning sign. It's more serious if it occurs often or worsens rapidly. 9. Fatigue or weakness. Not just being tired but a deep, persistent exhaustion that doesn't match your lifestyle. This may result from internal bleeding causing anemia, poor nutrient absorption, cancer-related inflammation. 10. Black or bloody stools. Blood that passes through the digestive tract often turns stool black and tarry. If your stool has a strong metallic smell or unusual dark color, especially if you also feel tired, it could be a sign of upper GI bleeding. Who should be especially alert? You are at greater risk if you are male and over 50, have long-term acid reflux or GERD, smoke or drink alcohol regularly, have Barrett's esophagus, are overweight, have a poor diet low in fruits and vegetables, have a family history of gastrointestinal cancer. What to do next? Any one of these symptoms can happen occasionally, but if they happen often, are getting worse, last more than 2 weeks, then it's time to take action. These signs are your body's way of saying something isn't right, and the sooner you respond, the better your chances of catching esophageal cancer while it's still treatable. In the next section, we'll guide you through exactly how to respond with clarity, calm, and confidence, because knowing the signs is only the first step. Doing something about them, that's what saves lives. You've been having trouble swallowing, you're losing weight without trying, you've got that constant burning in your chest, and it's not going away. It's natural to feel anxious, to worry, to jump to the worst case scenario. But here's the truth, panic won't help, but early action will. Step 1. Pause. Don't assume if these symptoms can come from many things: GERD, infections, allergies, even stress. But if they've been around for more than 2 weeks, or they're getting worse, it's time to move forward, not freeze. Step 2. Keep a simple symptom log. Write down what you're experiencing, when it started, how often it happens, whether it's getting better or worse, any other symptoms you've noticed, even small ones. Doctors take you more seriously and act faster when you bring details. Step 3. Make an appointment with a doctor. Start with your primary care doctor. If they think it's more than reflux, they'll refer you to a gastroenterologist, a specialist in the esophagus and digestive system. You don't need to sound perfect or dramatic. Just say something simple, like, "I've been having trouble swallowing and heartburn that won't go away. I'd like to get it checked." That one sentence can start the process that saves your life. Step 4. Expect simple and effective testing. Most doctors will start with a physical exam, a barium swallow test, an X-ray with contrast liquid, or an upper endoscopy, a camera used to look at your esophagus. If anything looks suspicious, they may take a biopsy, a small tissue sample, for lab testing. It sounds scary, but most of this happens in one outpatient visit, and you're often sedated for comfort. Step 5. Follow through. If the tests show nothing serious, great. You've taken control and ruled out danger. If something is found, you've caught it early when it's still localized, still treatable, and still under your control. You'll have more treatment options, less invasive care, and a much higher chance of recovery. But none of that happens unless you take the first step. What if you're high risk? Even if you feel fine now, you should talk to your doctor about routine screenings. If you have long-term GERD more than 5 years, have Barrett's esophagus, smoke or drink regularly, are male and over 50, have a family history of esophageal or stomach cancer, preventive care isn't paranoia, it's smart. Your body is talking. You don't need to be afraid of what it's saying. You just need to listen and respond, because the longer you wait, the fewer options you may have. But when you act early, you stay in control. Next, we'll wrap it all up with a message that reminds you why your health, your voice, and your life are worth fighting for. Your esophagus is just a passage tube that connects your mouth to your stomach. You don't see it. You rarely think about it. But when something goes wrong there, it can change everything, because you speak with it. You swallow with it. You nourish your body through it. And when it starts giving you trouble, your body is asking you to pay attention. The problem is, most people don't. They treat the burning with antacids. They ignore the tightness in their throat. They learn to live with discomfort, assuming it's just aging or stress. But you don't have to guess. You don't have to wait until you can't swallow. You don't have to wait until food won't go down. You don't have to wait for cancer to take control, because the earlier you act, the better your chances, better treatment, better recovery, better life. And acting early doesn't mean panic. It means asking a question. It means making a call. It means choosing to care about your body before it forces you to. This is your reminder. You are not powerless. You are not invisible. You are not too busy, too young, or too late. You are a person with choices, and those choices matter. So be the person who checks. Be the person who follows through. Be the person who listens when the body whispers, not just when it screams. Because you deserve peace of mind. You deserve answers. And you deserve a future free of regrets. Your health is your responsibility, but it's also your power. So take that power back. And take care of the one body you've been given. In the final part of this video, we'll ask you to go one step further, not just for yourself, but for the people around you who might not see the signs until it's too late. If this video opened your eyes, if it made you think twice about that burning in your chest, that tightness in your throat, or that quiet little voice in your head saying, something's not right, then don't wait. Share this video with someone you care about. Esophageal cancer often gets missed because too many people think it's just heartburn. Your share could be the reason someone gets checked in time. Take 5 minutes today to write down your symptoms. Call your doctor. Ask about reflux, GERD, or a possible endoscopy. That small act could lead to life-saving clarity. Comment below. Have you struggled with acid reflux for years? Do you know someone who was diagnosed late? Your story might help someone else take action. Subscribe to our channel for more expert-led health videos. We're building a library of cancer awareness content, simple, honest, and potentially life-saving, like this video, to help the YouTube algorithm show it to more people who might not even realize they're at risk. In our next episode, we'll explore pancreatic cancer, one of the deadliest cancers in the world, and how to catch the signs early when every second counts. So tap the bell and stay informed. And most importantly, don't ignore your body. Don't wait for things to get worse. Act now, because the most powerful step is the first one. Take care of your voice, take care of your body, and always take care of those you love.